Hey everybody, it's Christine, and today I have a new layout for you showcasing Scrapbook Adhesives by 3L. Now last month I showed you a cool technique with the easy squares, and I'm going to review that because today I'm going to do it. If you remember from last month, I did it with a really bold color scheme. Today I'm going to do it with a very subtle color scheme. So I'm just taking the easy squares that are in this easy runner and running it up and down my page, creating just some wonky stripes. My next step is going to be to go ahead and add some embossing powder, and in this case I'm going to add clear embossing powder to give a very monochromatic look. And I am going to add that on, and then I will dump off the excess obviously and heat emboss it all the way up and down this page. And what that's going to do is create just a really unique textured background. Now last week, the addition of the bold colors made it so that it was really a big part of the layout. This week, that's not going to be the case because this is really a way more subtle look. So all this is going to do is just add a little bit to the layout. Much like anytime you use anything monochromatic and you want to just add some texture, or you add like some white cut files onto white paper, same kind of look as that. Now I am using the kit from the scrap room this month. This is from the Flavors of the Month kit, and it is the Amy Tan Fall Collection. Very pretty rainbowy colors with some nice jewel tones worked in there. So it's got a different feel from your bright traditional rainbow colors. And what I decided to do is really play up those colors. Now here's a quick peek at how easy it is to change out the refill on the Easy Runner Grand. You can see that I ran out right in the middle of that run. So I just popped that out and then popped the other one right back in. So super easy, user friendly. Now, I'm going to go ahead and add this striped paper, and I'm going to center it right in the middle of my layout, going in the same direction as the lines that I already created on my background. So creating a horizontal line look. And the stripes on this paper are actually not straight either, so they work really nicely with the wonky stripes that I already created within the background. I'm going to use 2 pictures of my youngest son today, and I'm going to trim those down just a smidge because I want them to fit well within the striped area and not completely hide all the color that I've got going already. And these are very similar pictures. He looks a little bit exasperated in the picture, and that will go well with the story that I'm aiming to tell within this layout. Then I'm going to go ahead and add those pictures at the top of my layout and at the bottom. And you can see how I still have the color outline working really nicely, so you can still see all the colors in that rainbow. Then I'm going to go ahead and add my title, and my title says a big giant U, and then I cut out in script, made the mess. And this was just a funny family story from pandemic time, from when we were all really locked down, and our family had just a funny night, and my son stood up and yelled "you" real loud at us, and so I really wanted to make sure and tell that story. And so this was a great way to do it, especially in a picture where he already looked like he is exasperated. That played up well with the actual story, and I was really glad to finally get it down and told. Now, the next thing you see I'm doing is I am adding just some stars to my background for an embellishment. All I did was take the rest of this rainbow paper and punch out some bigger stars, and I am lining those up accordingly to the colors as they are on the stripes, bringing the color to the outer borders of the layout. While there were a lot of cute embellishments in this page kit, none of them quite worked for the story I was trying to tell. They also were a little bit too much with the background. And so in this case, when you have something like that happen, then you make your own, right? Pull out those punches, pull out those metal die cuts, pull out an electronic cutting machine, and figure out a way to work with the patterned paper instead. And so that is exactly what I did, using the big stars, and then I pulled out a smaller star punch. You can see I've got it going right here, and I am going to add a bunch of smaller stars as well. Now, the stars are being put on with a couple different kinds of adhesive. The bigger stars were put on with 3D foam squares and 3D foam circles, and then the smaller stars were put on with adhesive dots, some mini adhesive dots. So they're really small, I mean, if they had been even a smidge bigger, they would have been too big for those stars. So they have a really tiny feel for them and work really nicely for little elements like this that you want to add on. And you can see I'm kind of trying to create a confetti look. I'm not trying to be exact or symmetrical, just trying to put a spread on there and make it look somewhat random, even though it's not. And make it look like the stars are twinkling from the bottom of the layout all the way up. So there you have it. Very simple technique with your adhesives to wear your adhesives on the outside, but one that really adds an extra bang for your buck and just gives you something different to do with your adhesive. And then just a quick layout idea with a big title and with lots of sparkly color and telling a fun family story. So thank you so much for stopping by today. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you aren't already a subscriber here, and be sure to head on over to the Scrapbook Adhesives blog and check out some close-ups of this layout. We will see you again next time.